Hello people, so today we'll be discussing about Indian Premier League. A few things which I would like to discuss in this entire subject as far as IPL is concerned. We'll be talking about the origins of IPL, that how a property called Indian Premier League originated in 2008 and how in 2020 it's a flagship program of BCCI. Secondly, we'll be talking about how IPL teams actually generate money out of it, right? Third, we'll be talking about why it is the only mega event in this country which is being welcomed by each and every religion, and how people from the age group of 8 to 70 years of age people actually participate in this entire 45 days of a long event. So first of all, we'll be starting about IPL. So as everybody knows that it stands for Indian Premier League, and as far as Indian Premier League is concerned, the property called Indian Premier League, it started in 2008 when I was in class 8 at that point of time, and we never thought, like at that point of time, way back in 2008, I never thought that a property called Indian Premier League would be so huge in this country. So today, if we talk about IPL, now the ad revenue generation is huge, because if you talk about this year, though this year the Indian Premier League has already been postponed till further notice because of coronavirus, but this year the ad spots which has been sold for Indian Premier League, they have sold per 10-second ad spot at a cost price of 12 to 13 lakhs rupees per 10 seconds. Just imagine the kind of amount what Indian Premier League, what BCCI is generating out of it just by selling ad spots. So if you talk about Indian Premier League, which came in 2008, so at that point of time, I will be talking about the Indian Premier League especially from the marketing point of view, how the money is being generated from Indian Premier League, how the product is being marketed to Indian Premier League. So if you talk about 2008, so I hope you guys remember, it was named as DLF IPL in 2008. So when DLF sponsored a property called Indian Premier League in 2008, so DLF paid somewhere around 200 crore rupees just to be a title sponsors of Indian Premier League. So if you become a title sponsor of any property, so in every property, it's almost there's like a deal that you guys are gonna be the sponsors for say 3 years, say 5 years. So DLF was the sponsor for 5 years, and when it came in 2008, they gave somewhere around 200 crore rupees just to be the title sponsors of this particular gaming event. So DLF started in 2008, and 2009 we faced a recession in our country, and DLF as a real estate company was doing pretty bad at that point of time, and they had a very terrible kind of loans over there. So they continued their partnership with Indian Premier League from 2008 till 2013 for 5 years. And once you are a title sponsor, you're always being given that opportunity if you would like to participate for the second time. Maybe like if you like to renew your contract, because if you are my client, you would of course be my first preference, because we had a great partnership in last 5 years. So DLF got the opportunity to be a partner once again in 2013, but this was not successful because DLF had a very bad debt by the time of 2018. By the time of 2013. So in 2013 in the Premier League, Pepsi became the title sponsors. So when Pepsi became the title sponsors, Pepsi paid 396 crore rupees to BCCI. So imagine 396 crore. So there's a property called Indian Premier League which started in 2008, and in 2013 the same property is charging you somewhere around 396 crore rupees just to be the title sponsor. So imagine that there's a property called IPL which originated in 2008, and in 2013 these guys are charging a bomb amount of 396 crore rupees. This is almost double the amount as far as title sponsorship is concerned. So it's more like 100% jump in the sponsorship revenue what IPL is generating in upcoming 5 years. This is not even 10% rise, not even 20% rise, not even 50% rise. This is almost 100% rise. So when Pepsi became the title sponsor, so what happened at that point of time is Pepsi as a brand, overall brand itself started getting affected. The reason why brands started getting affected, because IPL garnered a lot of bad rumors, and there were a lot of controversy as far as match fixing and everything is concerned. So journalists like Arnab Goswami and the other team, and the other media houses. I mean, Times of India itself carried a front page story for so many days in Indian Premier League, that how IPL overall as a property is playing with the emotions of the people of this country. Because in India, we guys treat Indian Premier League, or maybe for that matter, any cricketing event, we treat our cricketers like gods. I still remember those days in 90s, when Sachin and other, cricket stars were being actually worshipped by the people of this country. So if you have a mega event where the players are being treated like gods, imagine the kind of religious affiliation people have with that kind of sporting event. And if eventually they get to know about something called there's a match fixing going on, so overall the cricketers, the cricketing fraternity, and the cricket overall brand starts getting affected, right? So Pepsi IPL in 2013 garnered a lot of controversy. Since it's garnered a lot of controversy, so what happened is, Pepsi partnered with Indian Premier League only for 2 years, and only for 3 years, and after 3 years they were like, we cannot be your partners anymore, because the brand overall Pepsi is getting affected. Because if you sponsor an event and the event garners a lot of negative publicity, so what happens is the brand goes for a toss. The brand goes for a toss, and the brand value starts getting affected. And Pepsi started getting headlines at that point of time, that how Pepsi, being such a responsible brand, is playing with the emotions of the people of this country by sponsoring a mega event called Indian Premier League. So at that point of time, just within 3 years, Pepsi raised their hands and they said, we cannot be sponsoring your Indian Premier League anymore. So instead of paying 396 crore rupees for 5 years, Pepsi straight away decided to pay 236 crore rupees for 3 years, and they straight away backed out. And that was the time when a brand called Vivo got introduced in IPL, and Vivo partnered with Indian Premier League for rest of the 2 years which were left over from Pepsi, and Vivo apparently paid 196 crore rupees. So that was a biggest crisis management for the IPL body, because the brand was getting affected. IPL, there was a lot of controversy at that point of time that Mahendra Singh Dhoni's wife is being seen in the auditorium, is being seen on the stadiums with Bindu Dada Singh. These are the people who were actually involved in match fixing, and there was a lot of controversy. Two of the teams got suspended, named Rajasthan Royals and Chennai Super Kings. So the brand value overall started getting affected. So 2017 till 2016, I'm sorry, I'm just getting wrong with the year. Till 2016, Pepsi was a sponsor, and then 17 and 18 they became the sponsors, and 18 finally, when Vivo's 2-year deal was over, so Vivo became the official partner for upcoming 5 years, that is from 2018 till 2022. So they became the title sponsors, and apparently they paid somewhere around 2199 crore rupees. That's just a whopping amount of almost 2200 crore rupees. Imagine a company paying 2200 crore rupees it's approx 2199 crore rupees what they paid as a title sponsorship fees. So imagine there's a property called Indian Premier League which starts in 2008, and within 10 years in fact, because this was in 2018. So within 10 years, there's a property which started in 2008 and 2018. That same property, garners a lot of publicity in India, and they get a revenue of somewhere around 2199 crore rupees. There's a sponsorship amount which has matured from 200 crore rupees to 2199 crore rupees. So just imagine the value of IPL as a great intellectual property. This is more than 500% of the jump in the sponsorship amount as far as the IPL revenue is concerned from the title sponsorship. So this is basic history of the title sponsorship of Indian Premier League. So in my next video, I'll be talking about how IPL overall as a body generates revenue for the body called IPL, and of course how a particular team earns money from Indian Premier League. Thank you.